Hi everybody, it's Miss Marie. Happy winter. Welcome to our winter paint along. Today we are going to be painting a polar bear. And basically the polar bear is set against the backdrop of a night sky with very fun colors that are different because it's going to be sort of like an aurora borealis or the polar lights. I'm not sure if you've ever heard or seen them. They are only occur at the top and the bottom of the Earth due to the Earth's magnetism. And there are disturbances in the magnetic field around the Earth caused by the sun. And they make really cool colors in the sky, colors like you wouldn't normally see. So that's why I have chosen today sort of a red, purple, and pink. Sometimes the aurora borealis is also green, bluish. But I went with these colors because I thought they were just really fun and really made that polar bear stand out. So I hope you picked up a bag from the library that you can paint along with and just follow along and have fun. Okay, so what you'll have in your kit is a canvas. Most of them come wrapped in plastic, so you're going to turn it over and use scissors or something just to cut that plastic. You have the canvas in there, you're going to have your paints. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors, and a paintbrush. And you're going to need a few things from home. I'm going to use a paper plate to make the shape of my polar bear's head. So if you have that, and also I'll be using this to mix my paint on too. You'll probably also need a little dish of water to rinse your brush, and some paper towels to dry your brush, and then maybe some newspaper to work on. The other thing I did was I grabbed this tape measure because I liked the shape and size of it for the polar bear's ears. Maybe you could find a little Dixie cup or something else that would work as the shape of the polar bear's ears. So I'm going to put the plate slightly off the canvas so that just most of the head will be on there, not the entire thing. So it's kind of like he's peeking in for like a selfie. So there's my half circle that I drew, or not even, it's a little bit more than a half circle. I just cut the bottom off of it. Hopefully you can see that. And then I'm going to use this to be the shapes of the ears, and I'm going to put it right like that. Let's see, maybe a little bit onto the circle so that just a little bit of the ears pokes out. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that's like the perfect size and shape. You can also do this by hand, just freehand it if you like. I'm not very good at that, so that's why I used that. But it doesn't need to be perfect. And then you see I drew some little half circle ears up there. And now we're really ready to start mixing our paints and coloring the background. I am going to use I want to do the red and the purple and the blue. Not blue, sorry, red, purple, and pink. Yeah. So I'm going to be blending those as the background, and I'll turn it around so you can see. Start with the red. Let's go from like darkest to lightest for our night sky. It kind of is going to look almost like, if you've ever heard of them, the Northern Lights or something like that you'd see in the very high northern latitudes of the Earth. So you can see lights, different color lights coming through the atmosphere at night. It's really very pretty and colorful. Yes, I think that's nice. We'll start with the red. You can see it doesn't really take that much paint. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. I like to sometimes go around the edges too. Now I'll use my brush, do purple and then pink. And I'm only going to go up to the lines. I'm not going to go across the polar bear. I'm going to leave the polar bear white and come in and do that with white paint later. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry. You can ask your grown-up if you can use a blow dryer or something to let that help that dry faster, and then we're gonna come in and do all the white. And I know it seems like we shouldn't need to because it's already white in the background, but adding the white paint will really bring the polar bear to life and also cover up any paint that accidentally got there, so onto the polar bear spot. And it'll allow us to add some black details, and then we'll add some white details in the background, and then we'll be done. It's pretty fast. Okay, now that my colors in the background are all dry, I'm going to open up the white paint and use that to fill in the polar bear. And go over, you know, the outside part. What actually might be fun is if you go right up to the line and even a little over the line and kind of brush it out, it'll look like the polar bear has like a furry textured face. Just a little bit. It's looking pretty fluffy. Gonna let that dry, and then if I have to, I'll come back in and just cover up any extra lines, but I kind of like the way the pink and purple and stuff is coming through the fur. I like that look. So, you know, just see how the lines where I had pencil mark, how they dry. And if they dry okay, then no need for a second coat. If not, I'll come back and do a little second coat. In the meantime, while we're waiting for that to dry, we can start putting in some snowflakes. I'm gonna clean off this part of my brush and use the tip of my brush because I think that's a lot easier to control for snowflakes. We're gonna do different kinds. We're gonna do ones that look kind of like starbursts. I'm going to also do some that are just little dots. We'll let all that dry, and then we'll come back and do the black. Okay, now that it's all dry, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. So I'm going to come in and draw some eyes, a nose, and a little mouth, and then we're going to paint in some ears, some black parts for the ears as well. The eyes are tricky. It's really up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to just draw sort of like oval shapes. You can try to find something to trace if you are more comfortable with that. Not perfect, but I think they'll do. maybe make this one a little bit longer. And I'm trying to think if I want, which direction do I want to be looking at? Make that one a little wider. And I think they're going to be looking up this way. So I'll draw those little half circles like that for somebody looking up that way. And I'll draw a cute little sort of triangle shaped nose. And then a little line down from the nose. And an upward turned smile. So that's how it looks. And then I'm going to paint that in with the black, and I'm going to add some black up in here for the ears. And then we'll be done. And it went pretty easily. So I'm get out my black. Again, you can use this tip of it if you like for getting more control to outline things. Like if I want to outline the eyes. You could also, with a grown-up's permission, use a permanent marker for this part, but only with a grown-up's permission. And there you have it, my little polar bear set against a really pretty wintry sky. Different colors than you might think of for winter time, but I love it because it does remind me of sort of the northern lights. And there you have it. I hope you enjoy your painting, and please send me pictures so I can see what you come up with. And have a great new year. I'll see you soon at the library.